Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, guys, happy Friday. Make sure you guys are getting hydrated because it's a very hot summer Friday. Guys, if you have not done so already, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Hakeem Gordon, what's going on? What's popping?
We here. We here.
Yes, we are here, and Ronnie ain't lying. It's hot over here in LA too, ain't it? It's the business, yo. I can say it. The heat is on. The heat is on. But hey, let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Go ahead, join. Do your thing.
All right. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? I know you guys are gladly joining in little by little in the chat and everything. We appreciate you coming in this hot summer day, summer. This summer, but hey, we truly appreciate you and wish you nothing but blessings. But we're gonna get to the topic as we always will. So this is gonna come over here in the West Coast, and as you guys know, in Hollywood, there's a strike going on, a big strike, and the strike is in the movies and television. And the writers has been going on strike for over a month now, and now the actors, which is the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Arts, they started the strike yesterday. So I'm going to deep dive to you what's really going on here in LA for guys know, because this affects what you guys go to the movies, also what you guys watch on television as well. Also affects certain streaming services as well. So this is big. So the writers' strike. Let me pull up my info.
Barry White, how you doing, Queen?
What's going on, Barry White? What is going on? Good to see y'all. Put it up real quick. Okay. So this is the first. TV film writers' strikes in 15 years. It kicked off on Tuesday, and this hits the big productions, the big TV productions. So as in Netflix, Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Apple, any streaming services, and also big movie productions. They're definitely being affected by it. And my information. So with the members, it's 11,500 members of the writer guys of America working across the film, TV, streaming, and podcast. And there's a labor stoppage and expected to show. And how's it looking? It's going to affect. It's probably going to affect all the way to October, because right now they're negotiating, and for the big productions, the people that they're trying to cut a check to people, they're not budging. They're definitely not budging. So it affects. I'm telling you what shows that are affected. The shows that are affected that is not going to show is the late night show as a Jimmy Kimmel Live, the Tonight Show on NBC, late night show on Comedy Central, the Daily Show, and a few other shows as well. And so why are the writers are striking? So I'm gonna let you guys know. At the core of the dispute is an explosion of streaming services, and its effect including erosions of writers' pay, job security, according to the YGA. Even as budgets for series has grown, writers are making a small share of money. The guy said. Streaming services use smaller writer staffs, which the industry calls the mini room, and also trends to have shorter seasons than broadcast shows. That leaves some of the writers scrambling to put together several sources of income in a single season. On average, showrunners for streaming series make less than half of what showrunners for broadcast series do, the YGA said. And because writers on streaming shows don't get the back-end payments that allows broadcast and screenwriters to make a living, and such as syndications and international licensing, the the YGA is seeking to secure more pay on the front end for its members. Since 2018, inflation's adjusted pay for screenwriters has fallen 14% according to the guide. And for writer production, pay has sunk to 23%. So what are the writers asking for? So the writers guide wants to total pay increase for members amounting to about $429 million per year, according to the YGA. While the AMPTP counter will run $86 million per year. The number of writers working at guide minimum pay has risen from about a third to about half in the past decade. Meanwhile, writers for comedy variation shows from stream services have no minimal pay protection and tends to get paid less than the counterparts in the broadcast. The minimal pay for the YGA members varies based on writer's title and the length of individuals' employment and contracts. But the minimum for the low pay writers is by the average week is about close to $45,000 per week, according to the variant. The studios has closed the doors on their labor forces and opened the doors to writers as an entire freelance profession. So YGA leadership said Monday in a statement that has created a gig economy inside a union workforce is added. Studios countered that they are thinking about long-term health of the industry. A key industry dynamic behind the labor dispute, Hollywood is under increased pressure for Wall Street to turn a profit. After years of lavish spending to expand streaming services, many studios productions companies are slashing spending. For example, Walt Disney is cutting 7,000 jobs from 7,000 jobs. That's including Disney, and also we talked about ESPN, how they let people go as well. Warner Brothers, Discovery is for Warner Brothers, the department. Discovery is slashing costs to lessen its debt, and Netflix has pumped the brakes on spending growth. The current streaming services are largely not profitable. Only Netflix turns a profit right now. So, out of Hulu, other streaming services, which don't make any money, Netflix is the number one who makes profit and everything. And also we talk about AI because AI is in the mix with the writers and everything, because people feel like the big boys, the companies, they feel like it's easier that AI could write a script. Well, personally for me, to me, writers they could bring a little bit more authenticity into writing something. As an AI, they might just pick up something and that'll be it. But to me, for a human mind, they give you more creativity, which I believe AI doesn't do that. Sugar Bum's in the house, Nadish in the house. Thank you guys for joining in. So,
hey, Sugar, I put this on because I was thinking about you, baby. I'm on my Maryland, DC shit. I'm about to bring out the night boots next.
So we're gonna play a couple videos to really let you know what we got to talk about. After that, we're gonna chop it up. Go ahead, Akeem.
Lights, camera, strike. It is official. SAG-AFTRA has just voted to join the writers on the picket lines, effectively shutting down Hollywood and a multi-billion-dollar industry. Joining me now is Puck founding partner Matthew Bellany. So, Matt, good to have you back. Let's talk about what's going to happen next.
Well, right now, this is the call to action. The Guild has said we are on strike. The picketing will probably start tomorrow. And film and television, scripted film and television are going to shut down. It is a catastrophic moment for the industry. Everything is going to shut down. There will be able to do Broadway still. There'll be other things. But what people don't realize is that this means actors are not allowed to promote the work that they have already made. So you're going to see red carpets that would have been filled with stars at these film festivals in the fall. No stars. No social media posts promoting these the trailers or the other things coming out. Comic-Con is likely going to be impacted where actors just won't go out there. So even people who are not in the business are going to feel this strike pretty soon.
The Oppenheimer stars, according to ABC, walked out of the premiere, the BBC, excuse me, walked out of the premiere in London when the strike was announced. So it happens immediately, no matter what you're doing. And that is a giant movie that is supposed, hopefully, if you're the producers, to break box office records.
Yeah, and that's the key thing here. The Barbie premiere for the Barbie movie were all this week. The Mission Impossible premieres have all happened. Those final big movies of the summer, they very strategically scheduled their premieres right before this date so that they could get in the promotion before they all have to go home. And that's, that's for right now. When we get into the fall movies, when there are some big movies coming in the fall, they're not going to get the promotion. And all these shows, the late night shows, and all these other things are shut down due to the writers' strike already. We haven't had a situation where writers and actors are on strike in 63 years. Last time it happened in 1960, Ronald Reagan was the president of the Screen Actors Guild. So it is unprecedented territory here in terms of what this strike is going to look like to the modern entertainment economy.
Off, they told on themselves bigger than anyone. So yesterday, some studio executives told the press that they were planning on waiting out the Writers Guild until October, when writers will lose our apartments and homes and become homeless, and then be forced to come back to the table and take a bad deal. Now, first of all, I cannot believe that they said this. They took the mask off. They told on themselves bigger than anyone I have ever seen. But also, they are dead fucking wrong, because writers are in this for the long haul. We have a strike fund that we use to support other writers who are on hard times. We are raising money for crew members and other people affected by the strike. And most importantly, we know that if we do not get a fair deal, we will not have jobs to go back to. So we are not going to leave this picket line. We are going to keep withholding our labor until the companies come back to the table and make a fair deal. And they're going to do that. You know why? Because they need us. Every dollar they make begins with us. So they are not starving us out. We are starving them out. And until they come back to the table, there will be no writing.
But this groundbreaking AI proposal that they gave us yesterday, in that groundbreaking AI proposal, they proposed that our background performers should be able to be scanned, get paid for 1 day's pay, and their company should own that scan, their image, their likeness, and should be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project they want with no consent and no compensation. So if you think that's a groundbreaking proposal, I suggest you think again.
As someone who is in both the WGA and SAG, I'm livid. Livid. This AI proposal is honestly so incredibly infuriating. A SAG background actor makes $187 a day. Let that sink in. These multi-millionaires who run the biggest Hollywood studios are threatening to eliminate jobs that make $187 a day, that keep an entire industry, an entire class of actors afloat. At the end of the day, it just really goes to show the kinds of people that the actors and their writers are up against.
Oh, I'm a goofy.
It's all good. So yeah, it's going to Hollywood is in shambles right now. Also, I want to before I'm pass to you guys, there's other. I want to add other movies that's been postponed or shut down, and also TV shows. Now, for movies like the Spider-Man No Way Home sequel that's been postponed, Blade, that's been postponed. The End of Us, the Community, the movie, the new Gladiator sequel that's been postponed, and also the Captain America has been postponed as well. Also, from TV shows like Euphoria, which is on HBO, that's been postponed, I think, to 2026. White Lotus season 3, Emily in Paris season 4, The Last of Us season 2, Andor, which is a Star Wars series on Disney, that's been postponed. Stranger Things, a lot of people like Stranger Things. People talk about work about that. That's been postponed as well. So yeah, man, Hollywood this is crazy times in Hollywood, y'all, because Hollywood, according to movies and television, this is their bread and butter here in LA, Los Angeles. It's definitely their bread and butter. And the guy says here it's like you got the writers, you got the actors in strike, so it's unprecedented. So things are to change. So I'm gonna pass it to you guys, especially I'm gonna pass it to you, Ronnie. What you think about what's going on in Hollywood with this topic, with the writer's strike and the actors strike?
For a very long time, Hollywood has been lost its creativity since the late, I'm gonna say late 2000s. I just keep it like that. Soon as it hit 2000, I think Hollywood pretty much lost their whole creativity. Back in the days, I remember Hollywood used to come up with different movies. You name them, from the Titanic, Batman, Spider Man, all these great movies. Bad Boys, Rush Hour, all these different type of creativity, Transformer, you name it, and it made people want to actually go to the movies. Movies now has pretty much dropped, and lately, because the simple fact is the lack of creativity. So I understand why these writers on strike. I understand they don't like the AI. I understand they don't like what things are transpiring in Hollywood when it comes to stopping the writers from doing certain things. But I'm gonna just be honest with you. Hollywood just, they get to the point that they say, hey, we want to keep everything futuristic because now everything is led into the future. So it was like, if you're now down for the program, there's the exit and there's the door. Hollywood, at the end of the day, do not care about these writers. They should understand that, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people coming out of these universities, coming out of these colleges, who trying to get into Hollywood to be the next up and coming writers. So by them going on strike, like that guy stated, pretty soon a lot of these guys are not going to be having a house to go to or be able to put food on their table, because the simple fact is they're not getting paid. To me, is either you're going to stick with the program, or there's your way actually and find another job. Point blank, period. And it sucks, but Hollywood ain't budging one bit, because at the end of the day, they've been around for many, many decades, and they have over trillions of dollars. So they can care less if 100 writers go on block, because they're like, okay, cool, we're just gonna find another way for us to create movies. Go ahead, again.
Thank you so much, my brother. You gave a great take on that, and I just want to just give my 2 cents in. Every industry in America has been affected. Entertainment ain't been the same. So one key thing I noticed is certain people was not making money anyway. You could see the award shows, the low turnouts that come for the Oscars and stuff like that. And a lot of the content that they've been putting out hasn't been appealing. America's watching has been changing. A lot of people are not watching regular television. Then you also got to take into account where people are playing Monopoly. How many big corporations were buying up other little corporations and changing the content? Then you have a lot of propagandistic things that they're putting into a lot of these shows and stuff like that, which also becomes problematic. And, people are just finding alternative ways too. And we also forget one of the biggest other things that take viewers away, YouTube. A lot of people is watching YouTube. A lot of people don't watch regular television no more. So, we're looking at it like that. So, but another thing too that I feel that the writers have to understand too, we have to accommodate change and the advancement of technology. This was going to come regardless. When Uber came, they put out millions of taxi drivers away. What you think is going to happen now that we got AI? You think it's just going to be the same? I'm happy that this is coming. I'm happy that a lot of people are losing jobs. I'll tell you why. We've been eating high off the hog. Instagram said they can't hear us. We've been eating high off the hog. Shout outs to Jasmine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So we've been eating high off the hog for a long time. Millions of dollars we've been eating off of movies. Millions of merchandising. Jaws. What's the wizard? The wizard and Lord of the Rings and all this thing.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Harry Potter. That's the thing. Even House of the Dragon or whatever you call it. So eventually things have to start to shift. And now independent media who are bringing different content are now winning. Go ahead, brothers.
a great take, team. And I was going to go straight to the independent stuff because you see a lot of people who are getting let go from companies like CNN, NBC. You know, the big people like Don Lemon, that's been fired. And who was the other guy that was on NBC? The white guy, what was his name?
Custer Tarkin.
Carson Tarkin.
Yeah.
Also, you know, big companies like ESPN, they dropped their people like Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman. And you can see a shift of people is moving to independent, you know, going to independency of going to YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook. And to me, I'm happy that we have that platform. And I see how, people like us as Chaos Culture Radio and also other content creators, they're really, they don't have to go to Hollywood or go to Atlanta or go to these, these areas, just to go to do film and everything. You got YouTube, you got these other platforms, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, that you can, you can go straight to your own and you can build from that, and which I'm happy about that. Now, being here in LA and seeing the different areas in Hollywood, North Hollywood, Burbank, where these big, productions areas, like Warner Brothers, NBC, Paramount, which is like right down the street from my job, and you can just see, just looking around, it's like all these, writer strikes and everything, and and also with AI coming, you could just see there's a shifts coming and everything, and these, pre-productions, they're not budging. They one of the guys said they're not budging. It seems like they're gonna play this all the way to October until people money is dry. And when people's money is dry, they can afford to pay their rent, pay food, they gonna get kicked out. Either they got be homeless or move back to their parents' house. And if that's the case, I just really urge that people, writers and also actors, just go to independent role. See if y'all can work together, build money up, and build an independent. Go to independency because it's important. Shout out to Tyler Perry. He, like I said, he was he did his thing being Hollywood, but instead flying out here in LA, he built his own production studio in Atlanta. The Tyler Perry studio. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Everything like that. He built himself up with all the Medeas, well, especially Medeas, and he's built himself up to save money to build his own, studio and everything, and he called it his own and everything. And if you see Tyler Perry do that, and it kind of inspired me, it kind of inspired me in a way to say, hey, he can do it, I could do it, on a YouTube channel or Facebook and anything with Chaos Culture Radio. So I just want to tell people here in LA, just really broaden up your minds to see that there is a shift coming in Hollywood, and they're really not going to pay, it seems like they're not going to, budge. They really going to pay you guys like that, and really focus on to AI. Also focus on streaming services, which most streaming services is not profitable. Only streaming service is profitable is Netflix and everything. And also, you guys have that talent of writers. You could write your own, be your own independent, to write your own movies and everything. So I'm gonna say another guy who's a filmmaker. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. He did it on his own. With the Hidden Colors, with Bug Breaking, with American Maroon. He didn't go to this big company to get this money. He built his own money and built these and made his own movies, and also write it, act and also write his movie themselves. So I just want to encourage people, especially here in LA, there's other options you can do, instead of go to these big companies, see if you can, build your wealth, build your money, also get together with other writers and everything, and build your own, like make your own movie or make your own streaming service and everything. Because how it's looking at right now, independence and being independent is the way to go right now. And that's how it's looking. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, it's the concept of nobody's bashing the streaming service. The streaming service, like YouTube, Netflix, Rumble, on Twitter now. I heard they start trying to develop another streaming service as well. Like there are other places like Disney, Apple TV. So there's other streaming services that actually are competing pretty much against Hollywood, and I think that's what I think Hollywood is taking a massive L because of the same simple fact is now I don't have to go to the movies anymore to watch like certain content, I could literally go on YouTube and watch people that's trying to create their own content. When it comes to making their own movies, there's a lot of actors right now. What they're doing now is coming together with other actors and shooting their own film on YouTube, and they're getting a lot of notoriety from that. Not only that, but also TikTok. They're doing quick bite. You guys gravitate to that, then y'all go to their YouTube channel. That's how things go. Everything is getting connected. But as for the aspect of Hollywood, Hollywood just stayed in one way all the time. They always been one way. They always trying to promote some type of agenda where there's people not agreeing with the agenda. People not gonna agree with it. Prime example, one of the latest Marvel movie was trying to push one quote unquote agenda, and a lot of people was upset about it because they took the quality of the film where it used to be to something totally different because they're trying to push one agenda. And remember, you can't do that. You cannot keep forcing agenda onto people. There's a lot of people that find their own agenda or find whatever they want to look for. But just let us just go there and just have a good time watching the movie. Them days have been taken away. And I think that's the problem with Hollywood. And that's why Hollywood going to continue to fail. Because they're going to continue, because they're getting paid billions of dollars from all these different type of businesses and different type of corporations and also politicians to keep this one-way agenda, to keep the people divided. People say, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm just going to either create my own content, or I'm going to look for content that fits my agenda while I'm actually looking for it. Go ahead, Bob.
Definitely. There was something that Sugar said earlier. Sugar Bum did say something that she did have a point about that I think I don't want us to overlook on this. Netflix did lose millions of viewership, and a lot of the hype had went into COVID, where a lot of people had subscribed. Now that a lot of people are not subscribing to Netflix, and we also got to take. She also made another point. It seemed jokingly that she said it, but it is true. A lot of people who are inside are outside now. So there's not as much people who are watching TV like this. I think at this point, what I looked up was Netflix has 232 million paid subscribers. Now, another thing is too, they're trying to change from people sharing their Netflix passcode. So they're going to lose more subscribers on top of that. Now, there's another point I wanted to add that Roni made, which is true. A lot of people are looking for content that identifies to them. And independent media is now winning. Take for an example, me and Fresh Sounds, we talk about this all the time. They the one who put me onto this. The Chosen. The Chosen has their own app. They created their public, they're funded by the people. And if they wanted more episodes, it's funded by the people. It has no hierarchy, has to do with it. If more people want episodes, they put money into it. And they've been highly successful about it. Compared to shows that have been written from a lot of these people, The Chosen, Sugar Bum, look up The Chosen. It's a good it's about the Bible. So compared to a lot of these people who are on strike, a lot of their shows have tanked. Some of the shows that they produce hadn't even did a smidget. For God's sake, the shit that did the most I probably heard people talk about was Yellowstone, but that was on a major network. You feel me? Where it was Kevin Costner on it or something like that. You know what I mean? So we're looking at the change of media, the change of the old guards and the shifting a new one, and the changing of streaming services. The streaming services wars had proven to us nobody's winning. Listen, Hulu, ESPN, all of them got sold to Disney. Fresh Sound has said Disney had been bleeding millions of dollars. You know they're about to raise the price on ESPN now. You know that. Because ESPN viewership has done. Oh, let's not forget. They just got rid of Jalen Rose and a bunch of other people off of ESPN. Nobody's making money now.
And
Nobody's
also,
watching. Go ahead.
I'm gonna add that to you, Hakeem. The streaming services, they're not making no money after that either. The ESPN streaming services, they're not making no money.
They're not. So let's take into account. If the show's hot, people are going to watch. If it's not, or what did Roni just said just now? People putting their propagandas into these content, which are turning people away. Disney has been one of them. So this is why Disney is going to start to sell off its assets just so as to stay afloat. It still is a company. Go ahead, brothers.
That's true. And I want to add something else that's going to hurt especially the movie industry. And I can see it could die in probably the next 10 to 20 years. And it's the I don't know if y'all can see, it's the Vision Pros that's coming out with Apple stuff, the Vision Pros.
Oh yeah.
That's right there. You know, even though I'm not into it yet, but especially the young generation, that's gonna pop up. You put that on and link that to the metaverse and everything. A lot of people will be staying inside. You know, they're not gonna go to movies no more. Because I can see in the next 10 to 15 years, you know, AMC, Regal, all these big movies, you go to the movies like you see no more. They're not gonna do that no more because you can go on your Vision Pro, put that on, you know, pay $5, $6 or $10. And you can just play the movie right there for your home instead of go to the movies. And that's definitely going to kill the movie game to me. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Vision Pro, you just I didn't even know what Vision Pros was.
It's like Oculus Rift, right?
Yeah. Samsung, they have them out, and also HTC brand, which is, I think it's an Asian company that they have one as well.
Like, and we trying to push an agenda? Absolutely not. This platform here, we not trying to push no agenda. That was a free all platform. You see, nobody, you can say what you want to say, along in the aspect of being respectful. We don't try to say that we ain't promoting like, oh, get rid of these type of people, get rid of this, get rid of that. No, we just speaking our mind, and that's it. But there's no form of pushing time agenda. Like I say, if you see the latest Marvel movie, you will see what I'm talking about, pushing an agenda. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the thing. That's what's happening with Hollywood. People will go to a movie. They're pushing some type of agenda. People are walking out. You hurting sales. One of the movies, I'm not going to lie, I just found out recently, I enjoyed the movie a lot. But they said it was a total flop. It was a DC movie that recently came out, The Flash. I thought the movie was very, very entertaining. They say no. Yeah. It was a total flop because and I was shocked by it. I didn't see nowhere the agenda they were trying to push, but they were trying to push some form of agenda, and people didn't like the aspect of that. So, I like Sugar say, who cares? That's the thing. People. The thing is, who cares? But people do care. That's the thing. People do care. People want to know, like like Hakeem and the twins. Cause Hakeem actually went with the twins to go see one of the movies, the Chosen. They could tell you, they could tell you we went, and you can see that the people that was in the crowd literally invest their funding into that movie, which makes something different. You don't see that. I see Hollywood is funded by themselves, by like say politicians or other people that have millions of dollars, but these people are funding the movie themselves. So now they know, okay, this is how I want the movie to be, and I think that's the route Hollywood gonna eventually end up going. People gonna be able to fund the movie themselves, and then choose, okay, this is what we can do, and this is what we cannot do. And I think that's a great idea. To me, the Chosen did a great job on that aspect. Go ahead.
Now, you put out some great points where independent media and independent film is going to start to take over to a whole nother level due to crowdfunding. Now, I want to also take to a point where films and stuff has gotten so bad that they wanted to resurrect old movies. Why do you need to do spinoffs if you know that you can't do nothing?
I will say this: why do you think like let's say Halloween? Why do you think they can keep making Michael Myers movies, Jason movies, Freddy Krueger movies? Those movies are 30 and 40 years old, and they keep remaking these movies because there's no creativity.
None at all. And I also wanted to point. Motivation Vision did mention something too. Independent media, Pat McAfee, he has taken over YouTube when it comes to sports, and it's been something serious. You feel me? But I also want to put that what the Chosen has did is a blueprint. What people are noticing to the point that they're being even licensed out to major corporations. Look at Tyler Perry. Due to Tyler Perry been doing independent media, independent movies, which personally I do not like his stuff, but that's just my personal opinion. He's gotten to a point where he's buying BET back. the streaming service. I don't know if he's buying the name, but we have to start noticing that independent media is going to rule. People now want to connect to who they want to what they're watching now, and they do not want media that has propaganda. And Sugar Bum, The Walking Dead is also my favorite series in the Walking Dead universe. It's a great show. I'm surprised that they haven't tapped into I'm surprised that they haven't put their propaganda into the Walking Dead universe. Lord Jesus, I'm surprised.
Don't jinx it now, Hakeem. No, you gonna say that?
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, because Walking Dead, they did a fabulous job. Even though I stopped like in the 10th, 11th season, which once Rick died, Walking Dead was phenomenal. Very, very, very phenomenal. But yeah, like I said, Ronnie was saying, like I said, all these you guys were saying, all these propagandas, like we said with BT. I remember, like I said, BT is like his favorite of all women. I mean, back in BT, they used to show reruns of the Cosby Show, 106 in Park, Comic View, which I'm hearing that Kevin Hart is working on a deal, to bring Comic View back, to send up comedy back, which I miss a lot because to me, Comic View back in the 90s, 2000, that was the prime. That was the prime of BT back in the era. So, but right now with these shows coming on the BET, it's just something I don't watch, with something with the president and it goes to more to not to women, black women, and it's not capturing the eyes of, black men, black boys like it used to be and everything. So a lot of these, TV networks and everything, they have some type of, agenda. And that's what I learned about this YouTube stuff, about learning how the rules and everything go. Certain TV networks and also, they have rules and they have their personal agenda. Which when I found out about that, that's just I look at shows like CNN or NBC or Fox News or anything like that. You can see what type of agenda they're trying to push and everything to to people, to kids, to anybody and everything. And it got me really, really, skeptical. So okay, what these TV networks are doing and everything, and I think thankfully I learned that, just be here on YouTube, chatting with you guys and learning about the rules of YouTube, Facebook, Twitch and everything, and just see how, all these television, people, these multimedias are pushing all type of agenda, especially also learning here, living in LA and Hollywood of certain, big movie production pushing on the agenda and anything. So it's just important to look at these things. And like I said, look at how, with the writer strikes, what they're doing and everything, because, it's definitely going to impact not just the workers, but it's definitely going to impact, media in general. Definitely going to be impacted. Go ahead, fellas.
No, but Sugar keeps saying what agenda. Sugar, you already know what agenda. We don't have to say it. You already know what agenda we're referring to when they're pushing a certain type of agenda. For example, prime example, Disney's putting out more of the rainbow type of agenda, very heavily, and that's why right now Disney's dealing with what they're dealing with now when it comes to the aspect in the state of Florida, because they putting an agenda onto people where it's not a good look. You get what I'm saying? Like, just a lot of things just be natural. See, back in the days, when you watch a movie, you'll watch the movie based on the title of the film or based on the content. You won't just watch a movie because of a quote unquote agenda. You just go to the movie theater and say, okay, Rush Hour 2 coming out. You'll be like, oh, okay, it's funny, it's hilarious. Jackie Chan, with Chris Tuck, already know Chris Rock, with Chris. You know what I'm saying? And they're just having a good time. You and your family just having a good time watching the film. Now, when you go now to the movie, it seems like soon you walk in the movie theater, get your popcorn, sit down, you watch the film, immediately the agenda automatically started. That's the issue we're having. That's the issue people are complaining about. It's like, okay, damn, we can't even watch a movie without them trying to put some form of agenda. That's what's hurting Hollywood right now as we speak. Go ahead.
I want to say this, and Sugar Boy, if you want to get really, really detailed, I encourage you to type in Dave Chappelle. He was on the Oprah show, and he was talking about how, they got comedians wearing dresses and everything. And Dave Chappelle, he said, hey, I'm not probably I won't be wearing dresses or anything, because in Hollywood, and I also heard that from Derek, when we had on the show too, that, he would say Hollywood is weird. It's like, if you give them the script and they look at it and these people touch it, they might tweak it or change it to make it some type of, you know, rainbowish or something like that, or try to change it or some of that type of way. Kind of like, maybe people like to say, you're selling your soul, in a way, as some people will predict like that. So if I encourage you, we talked about this before, type in Dave Chappelle and Oprah Winfrey Show and talk about the agenda of what's going on in Hollywood. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Most definitely. I also want to just preference this. Not everybody think the same. And Sugar Bum, I know you might look at this for a point, but there's a lot of people who watch television and actually pay for things. So if these things don't align with people gonna stop viewing. And when the viewership goes down, they start canceling shows. We've seen it. TBN, WB, all these places are losing money, bleeding money, because the shows are not interesting. They're promoting things that has nothing to do with everyday people. So, you know what I mean? What you might think is life is not life for everybody. Somebody in the backyards of Kentucky don't want to watch certain things if he's an Dow Christian who going and wants to watch a regular TV show. You know what I'm trying to say? You even have people who might be even considered racist will still sit and watch a black show if it doesn't promote an agenda. Some things, if it doesn't promote an agenda and it's a good TV show or a good movie, a person who might be deemed racist will say, oh, this was a good show. That black guy there, he did a good job. You know what I'm saying? So I know you say so, but here's the thing, Sugar. And I don't know if you get what I said. You probably went over. I said that I'm happy that they did not put any propaganda things into The Walking Dead. Because if they did, a lot of people who are extreme preppers and stuff, the show would have been gone a long time ago. Trust me. They wouldn't be doing a Walking Dead universe where they're putting out, they got 2 or 3 new shows that of the Walking Dead universe.
It might make no sense. He said it might make no sense. It might not make sense for you, but there's some shows or movies that we can show here and other areas in the world, like in the Middle East. Let's just say this, even though I think that was wrong, because The Little Mermaid, even though it made money here, it made money in Europe, it made money in I think Australia, but in Saudi Arabia, they didn't show it. And one of the reasons they showed was just pissed off because they want to see a white mermaid instead of a black mermaid, which I don't get. But there's other things there's also with Disney's when they certain movies or certain series that they can show here too. They can show it in certain countries in the Middle East as well. And that tells me if you can't show it, you losing money right there. If you're losing money, you can't make no money if you can't show it all around the world. So I'm thankful with Ronnie saying, back in the day, like with Rush Hour 2 and, even with, with Ice Cube's, with Fridays and everything, I remember Ice Cube when he wrote Friday, Friday was this big in America. Friday was big, all over the world, from Africa, from Australia and Europe and Asia. There's people to this day. Remember Faraz on Love from the guy that played Big Worm. He still said when he goes to different countries like South America, Africa, that's when they know him by Big Worm. They don't know about from him as Faraz was the comedian. They know him as Big Worm. So what I'm trying to say is, like I said, if you could write something, if you could write a movie script, not just here for America, but all over the world, with people they can relate to and don't have a certain type of agenda, money's gonna come to collect, and not just money gonna come to collect. People gonna remember you forever for just that one movie. Go ahead, King.
No, I'm gonna say we not. I want to make it clear. We not homophobic. We live in a city where there's gays everywhere. There's men literally identify as a woman. Here, when I say here, I mean in Miami. We have trans bathroom in the hospital in Miami. So it's like not homophobic at all. People do what they want. My thing is, it makes someone uncomfortable. Like, for example, if someone have a form of belief, they're not going there to see a man identify as a woman. Some men just want to go there and just watch a movie. What's hard with that? Mind you, back in the 90s, there was people that was quote unquote on the Will side and queer side. But guess what? They didn't care because they wasn't pushing no agenda. People just went there just to watch the movie and that's it. Why now, this year, this time, they're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing? This got to be accepted. This got to be accepted. Like Trigger Mom said, people don't care. We just want to go and watch a movie, talk about it later, laugh with our friends, cry with our family. That's it. Go ahead.
I want to preface this because this goes back into what you say. On the last month, I saw an interracial couple watching an Asian man and a white man watching a black TV show. Fascinating. If it doesn't promote an agenda, people are going to enjoy it. That's the basic thing about that. Fundamental thing. You know what I mean? And people want to watch content from all over the places. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Elite Bellazo? And what we're trying to understand is, and this is what these writers might not understand. What if there's no money to pay y'all?
That's the problem we have right now with the strike right now.
Yeah. What if there's no money to pay y'all? The stuff you've been putting out that been propagandistic is not bringing in raking the views. I haven't heard writers going on strike in years, even in the streaming stuff. Because listen, let's get something straight. Y'all ever heard of a dude named Murder Payne? You should know. Jordan, you should know who Murder Payne is.
Yeah, go ahead, tell the story.
Listen. These guys in Detroit are releasing independent movies on Prime, out of all places, in Tubi.
Yes, sir.
$100,000 checks. Murder Payne has been on several of these stuff. I don't hear them niggas talking about not eating. So, and that's independent stuff. And this, we're going to get talked about this and wonder if you can't evolve with the times and understanding and how to combat that. I don't know how to help you. You say you don't like low budget movie. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, some of these I'll say this: the Tariq Nasheed's American Maroon. That's a low budget movie. When I went to his Hidden History Museum, even though it was like 3 hours long, that was one of the best movies. Movies with about African Americans that goes all the way before Christopher Columbus and everything, and how he broke it down. Like Tariq Nasheed make his movies and everything. Also, shout out he made a movie about in Haiti. Was it 1806 or 1806, 1809? He did a movie about that with hidden colors. Some of these low budget. If you got the money to produce a low budget movies, if you got good acting, good lighting, good audio, good everything, a low budget movie can look really, really good to me. And also a storyline. If you have a great storyline, just that. If you have a great storyline, better than some of these movies better than some of these big production movies. I'm telling you, you can make money. Period.
Listen,
go ahead.
Go watch Plug Love. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm gonna say that's facts, and that's why. Now you gotta understand something. Your iPhone is great quality to the point that it's doing a lot of things in Hollywood. It's doing a lot of things in Hollywood. People not even using certain cameras they used back then. They're not using it anymore. They're using their iPhone. So Hollywood is taking a major L. So it is what it is. Go ahead.
Thank you, Elite Bledsoe. It's 1804. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Elite Bledsoe, you better tell them Plug Love, which was shot with Murder Payne, had a 6.2 rating, which is high for a low budget movie. And I'm saying, like, it's another. A lot of y'all remember Money and Violence out of New York. That was shot on a cell phone too. Watch Double Cross. There's some good movies out here. That's why I say when we're talking about these guys who are getting these big movie checks, they're mad because the studios say we can't pay you. There's nothing to pay. There's nothing to pay. Just hear me out. Say some of these movies just literally fall apart with the simple logic while you're watching it. It's like, how did we get past these? Past the writing table? Lord Jesus, it's facts. How did they get past? Go ahead, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna also add other low budget movies that's really good. JQ Promoters with Ice Cube and
I watched that.
Mike Epps. That was pretty good. I got the hookup. That was a classic back in the 90s. The Cookout back in 2004. Something Like a Business back in 2010 with Kevin Hart and David Allen Greer and Natasha Smith. And like I said, like there was a lot of hood movies back in the 90s. What was Snoop Dogg called? His scary movie Bones. That was a low budget movie. That was pretty good. So, back in the 90s, like I said, especially in the hood, there was a lot of low budget movies, black films that we watched that might be classic to us and everything. So low budget films, they can make money. It might not be promoted as these big, Warner Brothers or Warner Brothers and Paramount, they might do it. But if you create a movie and have a good storyline and have a small promotion and put it out on a stream and also put it out on Amazon. I remember we had Young Monte Carlo. Remember, he told us, like you said, he made his first movie and how he tried to put it on Amazon at the time before he got taken off. You can create low budget movies. As long as you have a great storyline, good acting, you're good. Paper Soldiers. Thank you. Thank you. Great movie. Great low budget movie.
Classic. Reservoir Dogs had a budget of 1.2. I also was going to mention the Blair Witch Project returned to become a series.
That movie right there. And also Paranormal Activity.
Yep.
Paranormal Activity. That was super low budget. That made millions of dollars. And they made sequels 2, 3, and 4, all that type of stuff.
Listen, we also forgot a bunch of movies that don't get their recognition, but is highly successful amongst older black women and older Caribbean African movies. There's a lot of African movies that are like top 5 amongst just regular black people who just watch and stuff like that. So,
yes.
I had one more actor. Shout out to Michael Jai White.
Yeah,
he is the king of making low budget movies, and he makes movies for other not just America, but for other countries as well. And I don't know if he was on. I think he was on Flat TV. How these like low budget movies. Some of these movies makes more than some of the movies he was on the big screen on and everything. So shout out to Michael Jai White, the black martial art actors. He stick on low budget movies, and he makes a ton of money by doing them. I think he do like 1, 2 low budget movies a year, and he be getting cash off it. So you don't have to be rich and famous, with this Hollywood, what people call Hollywood, just to be big. You can make low budget movies like Michael Jai White's doing, and you're good.
Hey, what is the dude from oh my God, what's the guy? He's another one of those Steven Seagal, is that his name?
Yep, Steven Seagal, yeah.
Steven Seagal, he's another king of making low budget movies.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
You know why you haven't heard none of these movies?
Yeah.
The simple fact is, should I tell you guys more? The reason why you haven't heard none of these movies? Because you need to stop being a troll and go watch these movies. Do something.
Basically,
yeah.
Hey, I might make an independent movie searching for Sugar Bum soon. That'll be my independent movie.
And shout out to Gore.
Goes in the building. Oh, Fatty's in the building? Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Fatty?
Say it again.
Fatty's in the building. Fatty, he put on a chat. Oh, yeah. Team Fatty in here.
You're a fan of Fatty?
I'm cool with Fatty. I mean, I watch his stuff. I'm cool with Fatty.
We're good, Fatty. Yeah, Fatty's a good content creator.
Yeah, he's a good content creator.
Yeah.
Fatty. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Natasha, you better let him know. Go. We've been giving you shout outs all week. I even stopped the show and say, hey, I did not forget my brother, Gore. We're looking for you. You wasn't even there that day. I say, Gore, we're looking for you. Yeah. The Watcher's a great show. The Watcher's a real great show. Real great. I'm happy he came back to finish the series.
So I apologize, Sugar, that she did watch low budget.
Okay. I thought she was from like Bethesda or something like that, or one of these high places.
Yeah, Gordon. They say you be keeping the lights on. I don't know how true that is.
No. Gordon kept the lights on for a long time, man. I love you, guys. I love my brother.
For a very long time, man. Shout out to Gordon, man.
Shout out to Gordon, baby.
Yeah.
Jordan's a team. Jordan like Team Fatty. That's what I'm laughing.
No. Listen, I stumbled on Fatty stuff too, and I'm like, Fatty goes in, boy. He be going in. He goes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but writer's block, they call it over there in Hollywood. So if you guys have not aware, but it is a true fact right now. Hollywood, pretty much the writers going on strike. It's not gonna be very long because I guarantee you, people that's right now protesting, half of them will be out of a job by August.
Basically,
so, Hollywood's like the NFL. They recycle people like crazy. They do not care. That's what I'm saying. They don't care. At the end of the day, people gonna continue to watch Hollywood. People are still gonna go to the movie theaters. Rather than right now, AMC is pretty much going down the tank. But Hollywood's working on something. I'm telling you, they're working on something.
Jordan, how many people come to Los Angeles every day off airports with scripts in their hand?
A ton. And the thing is, y'all, sometimes they don't last a year. Sometimes they don't last 6 months. Sometimes they be here for like 3 or 4 or 5 months and they'll do it and they don't have enough money, or either they be homeless or they got to go back home.
Yep.
That's how it is here in Hollywood. People come here, they got dreams and everything, but they don't know how much expensive it is living here, and also how hard you got to be in Hollywood. And also if you want to be in Hollywood, there's some agenda you got to work with as well.
Hey, don't forget to tell them a lot of them people fall into sex work in the sex movie industry. Let's talk about it.
Hey, that's over in the valley. That's the right across the mountain over there. That's over across the hills. That's also sex entertainment as well. That's over in the valley. So yeah, you're right. 100%.
Listen, I had a friend who left here from I had a friend who left here from the city we was from to go to California and literally was homeless in 6 months trying to chase a dream. So he's talking about it too. He's telling some truth about it. So I don't know, like the people who's been sitting on that writers thing, eating for a little minute, they scared now because their job's in jeopardy, and they noticing those residual checks ain't coming in like they used to.
That's true, and some of these, and the thing is, Hollywood, they could turn you out so bad that you could have mental issues. We remember we did a episode about Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes, remember she was a big childhood actor for Nickelodeon. She was in all that she had her own show, and then now she just has so much mental issues in here for everything. Because it's like she was never the same. And some of these other child actors who are grown now, they're never been the same.
But Sugar, nobody's paying for. Who's paying for? Porn is free.
Porn is free now.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying for porn. Like you paying.
Right.
Hey, listen. I would have said porn not even got bigger. A lot of people forget the Bang Bros.
Yeah.
Try to buy to put their name on the American Arena Stadium one time.
Yeah.
There's money.
They're not going by. Because people think they're going by the subscribership. No, they're going by the views.
Yeah.
Or as they put on the views, that's where they're making all the money. Like,
and the thing is like, the top celebrities that got sex tapes and everything, like with Sukiyana, when her stuff came out, you can just find up stuff on Twitter. Easy.
Oh no, she went viral. She actually went viral. She actually been. She just got bigger. People don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
bigger. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Who's paying? If you paying for that, you're an idiot.
Listen, sex.
Facts.
Sex and pornography is all gonna sell. I don't hear them writers over there complaining.
Oh no,
or the cameraman.
Look, that's a billion-dollar industry, buddy.
You see, I 22 and his wife. He bought his wife just a Lamborghini or what? Yesterday? What today?
Yeah.
Because of the amount of views and.
Hey, and listen, let them over there sell their souls if they want to. Let them.
See, y'all be all this moral crap.
No. The boy. She out the shade.
So, she should, Sugar Boy. I think she'd be tired of just be laughing. I think Sugar be doing that. That's why she's smiling. That's what she had a smile emoji right there because she be tapping and smiling and laughing.
Man, Elite Belzo, you right. People have fetishes that are disgusting. And listen here, it only proves that people will go against their own best judgment for $1. Gaggers, you know that gaggers and stuff, which has some of them girls are homeless, bro. Some families have disowned those women. Ghetto gaggers. There was one particular situation that I was in the clubhouse room where they played it where the grandmother was like, "Baby girl, I would have just gave you the money. I would have just gave you the money." 2,000. Listen, some of them don't even get paid $1,000 to do those scenes.
That's true. And also remember Lauren Fishburne's daughter at the time. Remember she was trying to get in the adult industry because she wanted to say she want to blow up like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, Montana Fishburne.
Now what I'm hearing right now is now she's a masseuse now here in LA. I think she's a masseuse now here in LA. Because trim her down and everything. She's a masseuse. That's what I'm hearing.
How when your dad is a multimillionaire? Your dad is a multimillionaire. He could have got you in the industry for free. But listen here, the world is about exploiting people.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. And listen, women are the easiest to be exploited. That's the sad thing about that. This is why it takes a real person who understands this and do right and not do wrong. Go ahead.
No, that's true. That's what I say. That's true. But it's sad. That was when you go to Hollywood. Why are you thinking so many homeless tents? A lot of people go out there for a dream. They couldn't get the dream. Now they're stuck in Hollywood.
Hey, I got a fact for you guys. I think I read this a couple of days ago here in California. They said they spend the last 5 or 10 years. I think they spend over $1 billion worth of for homeless relief.
Yep.
Almost $1 billion. Oh,
yeah, no,
and it's nothing. And it's nothing changed.
Well, I tell them in their face, they taking that money. They taking that money.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. And nothing changed. It's worse. It's bad here in LA, and it's even more worse up in San Francisco, in the Bay Area.
They do nothing. Go ahead.
She said, what is the name? I don't watch this stuff since years back. It's not mentally healthy, nor its accurate representation of what intimate relationship is like. Counterproductive, which is a fact. Elite Belzo, you're right. Some women like that. But here's the thing. We need to try to create an environment and foster situations where people do not have to be exploited, or people do not have to cross a line where they have to be exploited. And I think that, yeah, you got some people who are like that. I wish there wasn't a Sexy Red or a Sukihana, but they're so desperate to be in the industry that they'll make these type of situations and make everybody look bad.
Yes. YouTube has made it possible to follow your dreams. Yes, it has.
Yes, it has.
It has.
Yes, it has.
People becoming millionaires off YouTube. People becoming comedians off YouTube. Like the other day, I was watching. Literally, is a woman. She created a Muppet, like a Muppet, a black Muppet, and she talking about like our childhood growing up. It's the craziest thing, and that thing got millions of views. Like people are being very creative on YouTube, and I think that's why Hollywood is being scared because they're seeing that's happening worldwide, actually.
Mm-hmm. Gore said we had a project in Oakland where a homeless encampment delayed out projects for over 9 months. We just started working a month ago.
Yeah, they take
wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Gore's 100% facts on that. I'm not surprised.
Like that's just and just hear me out. Say they also doing the same thing in Seattle. They spending billions. And they have not done nothing at all. So it's just real. I think everybody's starting to wake up to the reality.
Yeah. They got it bad in Seattle. The Seattle wasn't like what it is now. Now it is bad over there.
That's crazy because Seattle, that's Seattle used to be clean.
Yeah. I think
That's terrible.
I think they got a spot over there. Listen, I'm even ashamed to even say I watched the channel where they talk about. I don't know if it's a place called Figueroa Street in Seattle. I don't know if that's Seattle or California. One of the.
It's a Figueroa Street. Figueroa Street is I'm like 2 minutes away. It's in downtown area. But if you go further down, Figueroa Street, they have prostitutes and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. But there's actual channels where these guys are following these girls in Seattle with the camera.
Yeah, they do. I think there's somebody that's a YouTube channel who does that. Oh no, he posted it. Yeah, so they be doing that. You can do that, and also shout out to what's the big YouTube platform with the white guy. He interviews people from the streets. Soft White Underbelly.
Oh yeah,
that too. Yeah, that's a big channel.
I saw
that. Yeah. He done got demonetized though. I heard him talk about that. A lot of his stuff is demonetized. He can't make a lot of. Yeah.
Why demonetized for?
Some of the content, man, is a little bit cringeworthy though. Like some of the content that people he interviews, because he's talked about that on Adam 22. I did watch an interview where he says some of his videos get demonetized. Because there was one time he was interviewing a minor prostitute, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's stuff like that. That's like,
okay. I get it. Yeah, I get it. That could be cringy.
Yeah.
Cringy, but
that's what's happening. Oh yeah, and also Atlanta Street interview. He's really good.
He's good too. Listen. Go ahead. I like him better. I feel like he actually is doing some work because he actually tries to pair the people back up with their family members. So it didn't really seem like he was exploiting anybody. So I love watching his stuff, Atlanta Street interviews, because he actually pairs the families back up together.
Yeah, I would say YouTube gives you a lot of opportunity to become creative. If you like a creative person, YouTube is the place to be.
Yeah,
coming out big.
How you doing, DNA 143 on Instagram?
Yeah, but I would say any final thoughts, gentlemen, because we all about.
Yeah, my final take, y'all. Hey, we're trying. We're smart. Me, Ronnie, and Hakeem. We're trying to do the independent route because we know how the future is rolling. Look like we're going to independent route. So I advise the people on especially who's in strike right now, these big companies. If it don't work out, you always go independent. Go on YouTube or get together with writers. And build your own movie and everything. And like I said, and low production movies do make money, y'all. Don't think like it doesn't, because there's like I said, if you know somebody, we could put you on a streaming service like Netflix or put a movie on Amazon, something like that. You like I said, it's possible. I'm all trying to say it's possible to to make your own stuff that's independent, and that's how it's looking right now. That's my final take.
Ken, you got any final take? No.
Oh nah, man, just put on a hat. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's hot, guys. Stay hydrated, because I heard over there in LA, Las Vegas, Texas, like 113.
Yeah.
And we were like close to 100. Cincinnati, a friend of mine said was like 90. Like it's hot out there. So y'all make sure y'all stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. And that's why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to Natasha Vincent, Sugar Bun, welcome back home. Just Hear Me Out, Motivating Vision, King Dog, Gore, Barry White. Shout out to you, Fresh Town, Florida. Shout out to you, Fresh Town, Florida. Shout out to Elite Bella Zoe. 1. Don't forget the 1. You gotta always put the 1. Yeah, she's the number 1. Team Fatty.
Team Fatty.
He was watching.
Sweetheart, shout out to you. Barry White been working. She been grinding. So
she is. She got them late night streams.
Jabari was in there. Jabari, another one.
Paper Soldier.
He's doing that tech world, so he's been working overtime. So that's why y'all haven't seen him lately. Shout out to Nightish, a new content creator. Shout out to him. Has subscribed to the channel. A good friend of mine. Shout out to Nightish. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody. Shout out to you guys also watching us on Facebook. I know some of you guys on Facebook are gonna watch on the playback. Make sure y'all comment so we'll know to give y'all a shout out on the next time. And also shout out to you guys on Instagram.
Instagram.
You want to get a shout out too?
Yeah. Jaslyn. Who is Leak? Summer with Bay. DNA 143 East 7 BBS. C Stevie .arts. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. And also that people that were also watching on Twitch and also on Twitter. Make sure you go to KL Culture Radio Community tab. In the community tab, you already know it's the KL Culture Radio t-shirt, Prince Hakeem new book. Come over here and support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. We on our way to 1K subscribers, and we will reach that goal. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Make sure y'all enjoy that weekend. Drink a lot of water. We are over and out.
Hey, Natasha, Summer with Bay is a good name.